Hi everyone! Today we're looking at the Beauty of Horror tarot cards. Now these were a Kickstarter project that was crowdfunded. God, I want to say it started a couple of years ago. Feels like a really long time that I've seen these and known about these. And they were finally released and sent out this year. I think I've had these since the beginning of this summer, probably. It was a few months ago anyway. And this is the first time that I've been able to sit down and review them for you because of everything that's been going on here. So there are two different types of cards. You've got the Fear Your Future and Colour Your Destiny. So Fear Your Future are the full colour cards. They've already been coloured for you so that you can just get straight out there, do your tarot readings. And they're also slightly smaller as well than these, the Colour Your Destiny set, which obviously is a colourable line art. So black and white monochrome line art for you to colour in with whatever materials you wish. And they're also that larger format so that you can really get into the details of the illustrations with your colouring implements. So I'm going to have a look at both of those in a minute, but I just want to show you as a little extra. This is what you received if you backed the Kickstarter campaign. This is, I believe, called the Ghastly Gift Set. Yeah, Ghastly Gift Set. And I don't think you can get these now. They definitely don't come with the box if you order the box of tarot cards off Amazon. I think this is just like an exclusive Kickstarter thing, but I thought you might like to see what we got anyway. So I'll just have a look at these bags first. These are kind of velvet-like bags and you put your cards inside them, keep them nice and protected. They're a drawstring, and then on the back you can use them kind of like a tarot mat, so you can put some cards on there if you haven't got like a big mat or a big piece of fabric or whatever it is that you do your tarot card readings on. So that's really nice. We then got some Christmas decorations. So these are perforated at the top with a little hole for you to put some string through and put them on your Christmas tree. So this one is 3 carol singers, as you can see, just making sure I've got you on screen. And then we've got, what have we got? We've got the gingerbread house, which is actually on fire and all the gingerbread men are running away. And then we've got the big man himself, Santa, with his bloody axe. So really fun, as usual, you know, with Beauty of Horror stuff, it's super fun. Then we got some extra cards. So these don't come in the normal tarot card sets that I'll show you in a minute. These are extras and they are Lovecraft inspired. So as you can see, there he is. And we've got Cthulhu sort of taking on the role of these cards. So this is what the Fear Your Future deck look like. Full colour, smaller format, and then you've got the Colour Your Own, it's not called Colour Your Own, is it? Colour Your Destiny set, which are, as you can see, quite a fair bit larger. Okay, so let's have a look at these cards, see what we've got. So I'm going to put them side by side. So we've got the man himself there. Then we've got the moon, and there's the full colour one. We've got the star and the sun, hopefully I'm on screen here, and the world. There we go. So you can see them all together. That was a really nice sort of extra to get with it if you are a fan of Lovecraft books and that kind of thing. And then finally, we got a really cool metal pin badge of Juliana herself. So you can see all the little details on here, her bow with the skull, and on the back you've just got one, I don't know what they call these, there is a name for them. You just got one of those, and yeah, it's a really kind of heavyweight, strong, really cool badge. So yeah, I'm going to keep that in my drawer full of badges. I say full of badges, I've got about 3. Put those to one side. And let's have a look at the tarot cards, because that's what you're all here for. So first of all, we're going to look at the full colour ones, the Fear Your Future deck. These come as separate decks, so you can buy either one or both if you wish. Now the production is really, really good on these. It's a very, very thick, sturdy, strong cardboard. And as you can see, it's got all of that beautiful foiling on the front as well. Nothing on the back. You open it up, and you've got your guidebook here first of all. So just lift up this piece of ribbon and your guidebook will come out. Have a look at that in a moment. And then you've got the cards themselves. So it's a full deck with all of the major and minor arcana. If If you know about tarot, you'll know what that means, but it's the major cards, which are, you know, the Fool, the Magician, things like that. And then you've got the minor arcana, which are like the 10 of Cups or whatever. So let's have a look at the book. This comes in both sets. It's the Beauty of Horror guidebook. And we've got an introduction here. That's just talking all about the Rider-Waite deck, which is the most famous tarot deck. And, you know, the history of tarot and stuff like that. Got a nice black and white illustration of Juliana here. And then we get into the structure. So it's telling you what I've just told you about the major and minor arcana, the meanings, and when they're reversed as well, what that means. And then we've got each card on here. So, for instance, here we've got the Magician. Here he is. And then it says all about what this card means and what it means when it's reversed as well. So you can use this. It's not comprehensive. You'll probably want more of a tarot Bible. Like, hang on a second, I've got mine here. You'll want something a bit more comprehensive like this if you want to properly read the cards. But this is like an overview. So we've got all of the cards and their meanings, including the minor arcana. And then at the back, we've got a little reading section that tells you how to present your cards in order to do past, present, future readings or whatever else it is you want to do. There are so many different tarot card spreads that you can do, and you can find out all about those online. Just type in tarot card spreads, you'll find loads. So let's have a look at the cards themselves. Really nice, sturdy material. It kind of looks almost... It looks like a kind of a fabric on the front. It isn't, but that's how it looks. It's got a texture to it. And then on the back, you've got Juliana dressed in her gypsy attire there. So really, really, really well coloured as well. I believe it was J Photos that coloured these. And here are all of the major arcana. We've got the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit. You might recognise this guy from the Beauty of Horror books. Then we've got the Wheel of Fortune, we've got Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the World, and then that's it. So you get onto the minor arcana after that. So they're all your major cards. As you can agree, they are all absolutely beautiful. I mean, to illustrate all of these cards and also keep all of the things that are really important to be on the illustrations, you know, from the original tarot. For example, let me find an example of that, because I'm very crap at explaining what I mean. Yeah, so things like this. On the moon card of the original tarot, there is a lobster on there, and all of these different things have meanings. I'm just getting my tarot cards out so I can show you an original Rider-Waite moon card, and then you can see what I mean. Bear with. It's probably going to be right at the back. Let's see. Oh, there we go, the moon. So you can see what we've got compared to what Alan has illustrated. So we've got the lobster, we've got the two wolves howling at the moon. He's made them into a werewolf and a skeleton wolf because, you know, that's his style. Then we've got a face in the moon itself. We've got the two towers either side and the waterfall in the middle. So he really has incorporated all of the original important bits of the card that you need to sort of read them properly if you're really into it, into his illustration. So it's not just like he's just made it up, you know, whatever's on the cards. He's really thought about what is on those originals and the importance of them as well. So I'll put those away. Where are my cards gone? Things just disappear. Oh, there they are. Right, okay. So they're all the major ones, as I say. And then you've got the minor arcana. We'll just go through these so you can see the illustrations. I'm going to go through them really, really quick. Actually, these are all in order, so I should just do it like this. I love this. Look at the three witches with their cups. Yeah, I'm going to go through them really quick. So if you want to like slow the video down so you can have a proper look. There's some really cool illustrations here. I mean, look at that clown. This is brilliant. Got the Page of Cups. You know, I have looked through these obviously very briefly, but just looking at them now with you and taking in the details, I'm even more astounded really at how good they are. I recognise this one and this one because I've coloured them in the other deck, and I'll show you in a minute. So again, just going through these super quick. Slow the video down or pause it if you want to have a proper look. That's amazing. It's like something out of Silent Hill, isn't it? In fact, I was actually watching Silent Hill in my camper van on the front drive when I was colouring those other cards. I thought I'm going to go and have a couple of hours to myself in the camper van, pop a film on. Had to be something scary, of course, because it's me. Although, when Silent Hill finished, I wasn't done with the cards, so I put Dirty Dancing on, which, you know, isn't too scary. So there we are. That's all the cards. So that, oh, there we go. That is the Colour Your Destiny one. So let's have a look at the colourable ones. You can tell the difference, as you can see, because this one's in colour and this one's in black and white. Clever, you see. So, same sort of thing, you get your guidebook, exactly the same, and then you've got your cards, and you can tell straight away that these are much larger. So we'll get them out. Not enough room for all of this on my desk, right. So these are massive, and you might actually prefer working with bigger cards. You know, if you do tarot readings, it is quite nice to have the cards on a large format so that you can see exactly what you are interpreting. So here are the ones that I've coloured. I did 3 that day in the camper van. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, we've got the Chariot, and we've got the 4 of Pentacles as well. So I used some different things on these, and I'm trying to remember what it is that I used. I know that this one was pencil, and I think the best experience that I had was with the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, but if you don't have them, don't worry. It's just that these cards seem to have a slight resistance to certain things, whatever it is that they've been made with. They are uncoated, so they don't feel like they have anything on there, but there's just, I don't know, there's a certain resistance. But I'll do a little bit of colouring in a bit so you can see what I mean. So yeah, these are the ones I coloured. I'm sorry if everything's sort of up here out of the way. I'm working with a new filming implement here, so I'm not kind of used to the position. But yeah, so on this one I used markers. It might have even been, I think they were alcohol markers. And I don't know whether you can see, but there's a slight, just on the pumpkin's head, it kind of looks a little bit tacky, like it's not quite dry, but it is. It's just, like I say, it sort of sits on the surface of the card. But yeah, still you can blend beautifully, you know, it doesn't stop you from doing anything like that. This is the one that I did with the pencil, and I think I started off with some polychromos, but that didn't turn out too great. Just on the sky here, on the purple, you can see there's a slight resistance there. And then the rest of it, I think, was luminance. And then this one, again, this was alcohol markers. So just having a look at that, you can see I've blended the snow really well. And yeah, it was a lot more fun to work with the markers than it was with the pencils, although, you know, these are really, really good results. You can't deny that. So whatever you use, you will get some really nice cards out of it. So those are the ones I did. Now on the back, as you can see, we've got Juliana in her gypsy garb again, but it's all black and white so that you can differentiate between the cards, as if you couldn't tell the difference anyway with the size. So let's have a look at the cards. They're all exactly the same illustrations, of course. They're just ready for you to colour. And as you can see, the details are much larger on this, so you can get in there with your sharp pencils, your fine liners. Oh, I'm still not in the middle. There we go. That's so cool. Look at him jumping about. And yeah, they're all exactly the same, so I'm not going to sort of go through every single one, but as you can see, they're all perfectly primed and ready for you to colour with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a few different things on a card. I'm just going to pick this one out, try a few different colouring methods and see what happens. So what do I have here in my top drawer? I've got some Prismacolors. You can't see this, I'm just talking to myself. Let's give him a red top. So I'll get my Prismacolor reds. Let's get a Crimson Lake, and we've got a permanent red, yep. We've got a scarlet red, yep. So I've chosen a medium, light and dark so that we can see how they blend. They do go on really, really nicely. It's just when you start layering them up that you feel that little bit of little bit of resistance. I'm just going to come under here, under his arm. I'm going to do this quite quick because I don't want to keep you. I just want to show you what you can do. So there we go. Just doing a little bit of shading with this darkest colour. Let's go underneath his bow. And then down here. So what's he doing? He's on the electric chair, isn't he? I'm not even looking properly at what he's actually doing before I colour it. So yeah, he's got the straps on the chair. We've got all of the different elements that you would see on the original card. So he's holding the weighing scales here for justice. Let's give a few little creases in the fabric here and there. Okay. As I said, I don't want to go on for too long, but I just want to show you that they can be coloured with a few different things. So with the medium colour now just coming in as a transition, I might even change the permanent red for a pale vermilion, just so we've got a bit more differentiation because they are quite similar in tone. So let me just put a bit more down there. So yeah, I definitely would experiment with what you're using on your cards. If you've only got one set of pencils or one set of markers, you know, that's fine. Work with what you've got, but definitely try and experiment with what sits better on the card and what feels better to work with. So let me just grab that vermilion. There we go. And this should have a bit of a more difference, as you can see, because it's kind of like an orange red, so that we've got all of our different tones in there and it looks a bit better. So yeah, if you're choosing blending colours, it's blending 101, it's elementary. You'll choose a light, a medium and a dark, and you'll end up with a good result. Doing this super fast. I'm really conscious of the time. I know you don't mind, you'd sit here with me all day, wouldn't you? Here we go. So I'm hoping that the glare from my light isn't actually showing up all the wax on this, as it likes to do, the overhead light, but I will show you close to camera in a minute so that you can see the actual blend. So what I would usually do is just work on that a little bit more, coming in with that darker colour again and just redefining all of those areas of shadow, going out of the lines here, just so that we've got that contrast of light and dark. Let's go on down here as well. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's my first little bit of colouring. Used Prismacolors, went down really nicely. I think if I do more layers, they'll probably start to feel that kind of resistance to them. But yeah, as you can see, really vibrant. The colours don't get washed out or anything by the card, so that's great. Let's, oh gosh, everything's going everywhere. Let's try some different materials. So I've got some alcohol markers to hand, so we'll give that a go. I'm going to do this chair in like a wood brown kind of colour. So I'm going to get a really dark brown, and then a kind of a medium brown, and then a lighter brown. And we'll do the same thing again. So I've got this dark one here, which is E29 Burnt Umber from the Copics, if you're interested. I'll come up from the bottom here, and then down from the top. This is sort of my go-to thing to do when I'm colouring wood, is just to go from the bottom and the top. Very simplistic. Just make it a little bit rougher. And we've got the medium brown, which is E25 Caribe Cocoa. Caribe. And because the ink does sort of sit on top of the card for a little while, you can blend them quite well. This one is E23 Hazelnut, because it kind of grabs onto the colour that you've already put down and smudges it about a bit, so that's quite good. Right, so here's some of that resistance. I'm going to bring it up to camera so you can see, hopefully. On the wood, can you see these little white speckles that are coming up? This is what I encountered before. If I go back to the cards that I did with the alcohol markers, I'm trying to find the bits where it's done that. Maybe it's settled down. It's not too bad actually, but hopefully you can see. Am I focused? There we go. Hopefully you can see what I mean by the markers just sort of separating a little bit. I don't know what it is, but you know, the overall look of it at a distance is brilliant. You know, you can see the whole blend there that's done perfectly, and you can see how they turn out when it's done. So even though you might encounter when you're colouring a little bit of resistance, a bit of weirdness, which, you know, it's all in keeping with the theme, they do look brilliant when they're all fully coloured and dry. So stick with it is what I would say. Try and use a few different things and see what works best for you. So we've tried alcohol markers and we've tried coloured pencil. That's worked out really, really well. And just because I want to come back to this card in the future, now that I've started it, I'm going to write down my colours. And this is a brilliant segue into my new book, and I didn't actually mean to do that, but I've just realised I'll need to make a note of this. So I've made a colouring log. I'm not gonna you know, stick on this for a while because we're not here for this, but this is where you can note down what colours you've used, and you won't forget in the future when you come back to it. So I'm going to really quickly do that. So I'm just going to put BOH tarot cards, and this one is Justice, so I'll just put that there, Justice. And then the colours we've used are so far Crimson Lake, Scarlet Lake, and Pale Vermilion. And then for that back bit we had E29, E25 and E23. I'm just going to put those on one line. And I'll know that that's Copic. So these three were for his top, and this was for the chair. Yeah, so I'll fill all that in later, but at least I've got the numbers and the names of the pencils and stuff. So yeah, back to what we were talking about in the first place, these beautiful cards. They're really, really strong. These actually feel, let me get the right one, these feel a lot more rigid and sturdy than these. So this is quite bendy, and this one does definitely have a rigidity to it. So just, it's great how they've differentiated between the two different types of cards. And I can feel that I am waffling on, so I'm going to bring this to an end. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching me faff about with these cards. What I'm going to do as a final thing is I'm going to pick 3 cards, and I'm going to pick them at random. So let me shuffle the deck. I know that these are all in order, but hey ho. Shuffle the deck. I'm going to pick 3 cards, and whatever card you're drawn to, I want you to write it in the comments. And in a couple of days I'll come back on this video in the comments. I'll put it as a pinned comment, so it'll be right at the top, and I'll tell you the meanings of the cards and what they are, and just see if they mean anything to you, if they're relevant to you, just for a bit of fun. And let me know under that pinned comment when I've revealed the meanings and the cards. Let me know if they do actually mean anything to you, because I think that would be really fun and a little bit creepy and in keeping with it. So here we go. This is going to be card 1, card 2 and card 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn these over when I turn the camera off, and I'm going to write them down so that I know what they are. And I'll come back in a few days, so keep checking. I'll put it on, you know, social media when I've put the comment on about the cards, and you can come back and check and have a look which one you chose. So 1, 2 and 3. I will leave all the links in the description as usual for where you can actually buy these tarot cards, whichever set you want. And yeah, I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments, and of course which card you chose. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Alan again for another brilliant Juliana themed product. We absolutely love her. We love your work. And yeah, I'm excited to colour more of these and maybe do a few readings on a live stream if that's something you guys will be interested in. So yeah, thanks so much, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.